Hello people, welcome to APGT channel. Through today's space, we are going to talk about why, how, what about leads nurturing. So let's go. So why we are talking about leads nurturing at this moment is because under the current situation, it's very important for us to actually maintain relationship with our customers. And then although it's not necessarily to get the call to actions for them to go with exchange with us, but then however, how we are going to nurture the leads for the next peak, and also how we can actually have consistent engagement activities with them to actually design and manage our touch points with them is very important at this moment. So right now I'm going to invite our GTRST Brigitte for introducing what and then about topic today.
Okay, cool. So just like for a short introduction, because Jim doesn't know me. So I'm currently MCVP for OG and OGT for ISEC in Romania. And last year I was in Thailand for the same position. And that's like also where I got like this, passion, let's say, for AP. And yeah, I'm also a cat lover and I love adventures. And yep, and now we're gonna adventure ourselves in the lead nurturing part. So yeah, next. Cool. So first question would be like, what is lead nurturing and why we do it and how to do it nationally and locally. So those will be like the topics that we're gonna cover in the upcoming like minutes. And yeah, what you need to know about the lead nurturing is that it's the process of developing relationships with the customer at each and every stage of the sales funnel. And I put there like a plant because you can imagine your customer being like a plant. Like if you want your plant to grow, then you need to give it, like the right soil, the right, amount of water, and to also like water it regularly to give it, sunshine and all that thing, because otherwise it's gonna fade. So you can see like that how lead nurturing works. Cool. And it is applied in all the stages in the customer flow. So from sign up, like in the process, so sign up from applied, accepted, approved, realized, and realized completed. Yes. And so for each of these stages, you need to think of like what you can do to actually kind of like keep your EP engaged and nurture them throughout the process. So it's not enough just to have them from, let's say, approved to realized, and then like, okay, we don't care about you anymore. You're like on your exchange, but think of like what you can do also during the exchange and when they come back. Good. Next. So, but before moving on, do you have like any companies in mind that you think that is doing this lead nurturing pretty well? Anyone? Some ideas? Okay, so if we have like no ideas regarding that, I can give like an example. Like, for example, I think like a good one would be airlines, and I can give as one good example like KLM, which I travel like quite frequently. So I have also like an account there. And what they are doing is that they always like send me like promotional stuff, but not only, and also like some tips. And like now, out of all the airlines that I'm currently having an account with, were the only ones to kind of like send me, like a throughout description of what I need to do for like my safety. So yeah, and also like assured me that they are like on top of this. Okay, so we can move then on. So about lead nurturing, so just keep in mind that it's not email marketing. So you're not there like to sell stuff or something. It's not automatization. So it's not something that, okay, you put there something and then you just throw it out there and it repeats itself. No, because it has to be customized. And then it's a way for you to get closer to your customer. And it is a strategy, because through this you can also like you can kind of win some battles of like things that you're EPs are having, like your customers having like some struggles with. And through this, you can give them a bit more information, you can assure them of some stuff, and you can also like be there present for them. And it's about listening to their needs. Good. Moving on. So, and how to do a little bit of like lead nurturing. First of all, you need to understand your customer, and I think here what you can do is like send out a survey, or when you're having your first touch point with them, kind of like ask them some questions of like why, how, why they want to do this, what could be like a bottleneck for them, just to get some insights so you know like what is that you need to tackle. Design content based on stage. For example, you're not gonna send your EP some material that about hey, these are the countries you can go to when that EP is already approved. So it needs to be based on the stage that it is currently now. You have to be present. Like it takes, let's say, like 6 to 8 times for like, you know, for a prospect to kind of buy your product, and for you to appear. So you need to appear that many times for your prospect to be interested in buying your product. So the more you're present, the better. Diversify, so you can have it online, you can have calls, you can have like physical meetings, and diversify also like the content that you're delivering. Be on time. Like statistics shows that the faster you contact your lead, the most likely it will be that they will stick to you. So the faster you contact your EP, the more likely you have him engaged, and also keep you know, like the momentum, let's say. And then personalize it. You can just, you know, make it like, hey, I'm Brigitte and nice to meet you, know that. So make it like as if you would send him like the email, and not just, you know, like Isaac or something like that. And always present something new. Like it's enough to just give them like something new there, something that they didn't know about, to keep them hooked. Cool. Moving on. Okay, so and ways to engage, you can do it through text messages, but just make sure you're not gonna over text. And next slide. Here you have, no, go back. Okay, and here you have like a flow of how you can like send the text messages. So like when they apply, they're like, oh, nice to meet you, check your email. And then, okay, congrats, you went to the next stage. Let's prepare you for the interview or something like that. So this is like a flow that you can follow. Of course, you can take out some stuff or you can add some stuff. It's not like, you know, like let's say the ideal, let's say, flow, but it's something that can guide you. Okay, next. Okay, and you have then also emails that you can send throughout like the MailChimp, for example, or some other places, and you can also make them like a bit more frequent. So, and at each stage of the flow, you can send out the emails and like give information that you want the EP to not lose, you know, so like important information. You can send them updates about their process. You can send them updates about opportunities. You can send formalities. And emails can be sent like there can be, with your marketing, you can implement like an lead nurturing flow. Or you can also send from like LC's side, which are a bit more personalized. And there you also like know your EP better, so you can send them exactly like the content that they are needing. So yeah, moving on. And then you have community groups. I didn't put here like Facebook group or something because as I know, like in Asia, you are using different kind of platforms. So you have Facebook, Line, WeChat, or whatever else there is. And based on your audience, you're gonna create a group on that, and you post your like post there a lot of things, and preferably like daily, so that they're also like engaged. You can put there also opportunities. You can put there also like updates. For example, if you're finishing your term, you're gonna introduce your successor. You can put there some tips of like how to travel, save money, testimonials, videos, and maybe also like some challenges, and also lives where you can explain to them a little bit more. They can ask questions, so it can be like a really fun activity. Moving on. Okay, or you can also do events, make them like again specific on the stage that they are. So if you want to have like an event where you encourage people to apply, so that's going to be like your outcome. Or you can do events where people are already approved, or you can do events where like people already like, how you say, they're already finished and you want to make them complete. So based on that, you also create your agenda with the prospected outcome. Okay, and this is in, well, back a little bit, and this, like, the events are like probably like the best way of you like to create trust with your customer. So it's important to have in the beginning of the funnel some events so that people can associate the image of the product, no, let's say your image with the product, and you know, like interaction, human interaction is like what makes it stronger. So see how you can do some events. It can be also smaller, it can be also bigger, depending on like the pool of EPs that you're currently having. Okay, and now as we know, we have this situation with all the virus. So some recommendations from my side how to like battle this will be to always keep in touch with your IR partner, because there are like some companies that might prefer now for the people to work from home, or there are like some companies that will not follow up with the selection, or there are some companies that will not accept EPs from a certain region, country, whatever. So you need to be aware of this and know that, okay, not to recommend those opportunities for EP, let's say. Okay, and a good way to back Connie back. Okay, and a good way to kind of like present them the data to make them a bit like more relaxed is for you to like present them statistics and to show them, okay, there are like this many cases, but like this many people recovered. So you just show them the most recent number of cases, which is much lower than the total one, of course. And you're not lying to them because it's the reality. So these are currently that many cases. And you can also make it, if you make it positive and you have there like some links to some TED Talks, then the positive part will like stick to them. And also don't forget about the XPP, that if there are like some serious things happening, like the EP can still, even if it's a broken approval, the EP can still go for an opportunity if there's like this kind of situation happening, like an outbreak, I don't know, like a natural disaster or something. The EP can choose to go on another exchange, but see how you can transmit this information to your EP so that it's not going to be like, let's say, a habit for them to always like postpone the like the internship. Good. And then as the last thing, next slide, for you to like as a wrap up for you to remember. So your customer is like a plan, help it grow, accompany it at every stage, update regularly, provide what the customer needs, and mix it up, like make it exciting for them as well. Cool. And yes, that's about it. If you have, although some questions or anything, you can still contact me, because I'm also in the APGT group, so you can contact me directly. Cool. And that was about me.